it worked. It worked.
So
we got like 10 minutes before we get kicked off.
okay, wrap it up.
Towards the end of the story anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kept going, and I'm like, I felt like for an eternity. We eventually made a turn, and then we saw streetlights, and like, sick.
I think I
we're
was
good.
judging by my phone that we were somewhere. No. What it was is that I saw like tents of food or something. I'm like, this has got to be a city center. Let's get out. We get out. I overpay. I don't know how much. I saw people giving them money as they had exited in previous stops.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll give them 500 pesos, whatever it may have been. So I give them a lot of money, I think, because the kid who's working the door at this Chevy Astro van goes, no, gives me back money. Like these people are so honest and amazing that they're like, no, dude, you don't owe that much. Here's like all your money back and get out. Like, we're not doing this. This isn't a charity here. Don't,
Yeah.
You paid for, we gave you a ride. You give us the money. That's it. We don't need 500 pesos. That was a great moment because I'm like, wow, they're not gypsies. Nobody's trying to hustle us here. They're good people that gave us a ride into town. That's the end of it.
Yep.
So the rest of the night, we ate chicken out of a bag, like a little Ziploc bag with rice and fries, and we watched the Matadors on TV.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that.
We posted up in a little bodega with our food. And it was me and you sitting at like this 4 or 5 person bar with this local dude.
Right.
These local guys we were all just like watching these. It was like a running of the bulls with matadors and people just getting wrecked by these giant beasts.
Yeah,
and
that was great.
Like no words were spoken between any of us, but it
was another great cultural moment where we all just laughed at people getting gored by bulls.
It was fantastic. That was a moment where I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, we're sitting in the middle of the Amazon at this little bodega eating our bagged chicken while people are getting wrecked on TV, and we're just, nobody's talking to us. Everybody's being nice. It was one of those situations. And so I felt like this in Kyrgyzstan where nobody cares that we're there, but everybody's happy that we are.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There is the stigma about Americans that I think is incorrect. I think Americans think foreigners don't like them, where in reality, I think foreigners love tourists, like American tourists. There's almost like a celebrity that comes with being an American, like especially in Kyrgyzstan or any remote place. If you go to a remote place and you're an American, for the most part, I'm not saying this is uniform, but like for the most part, they're like, wow, you're here. I want to hang out with you. I want to show you my spot. This is great that you're here.
Yeah. We've with all the trips, I can't recall where we've ever been greeted in a poor manner.
Never, not once. And we've been a lot of places.
Knock on wood, but we've done well for ourselves. I think it's because as a duo, like, we just ham it up and we have to ham it up, so we can make people laugh. We've got good banter, which I think points immediately directly back to Eddie and how he took our jokes back and forth, how we poked fun at each other. Like, again, before we actually really knew each other, as well as we do now. But the humor that we have just works so well, which makes it so much like it's a less threatening. We're a less threatening duo where we try to put ourselves in a situation where, like, look, we want to change the dynamic and the stereotype of American tourists and travelers, right?
For sure. I mean, we are diplomats. Anybody who travels as an American is a diplomat for that country or whatever country you come from.
Right.
That's hugely important. That's always on my mind if I'm traveling. I'm respectful. I tip generally well if tipping's a thing. I try not to do anything that's culturally inappropriate. And for the most part, you realize that people are people, man. Like, just have fun, fuck it up. I'm here to have a good time. Take care of them, they'll take care of you. That kind of thing.
Yep. And that was a thing where everybody's like, it blew my mind. Like, we were in the same time zone as California.
No, New York.
No, New York. Right. New York. Yeah. That was another thing that opened my eyes to how big this planet is, was that we're sharing the same time zone, but we are like without a doubt opposite ends of the world, opposite sides of the globe. Like we're south of the equator, like for pretty far down.
Yeah,
And
I remember it being strange because we were on the west coast of Peru, and we had East Coast time back home.
Yeah. You
Very
called
strange.
you called back home. You're like, hey, I've got service and it's this time back home. I'm gonna call you. I can't remember who you called, but that was another, like, all these things that are like kept coming up. I'm like, how are we so far from home, but we're still in the same time zone?
Yeah.
It was that realization that everybody wants the same thing. Like you boil it down, we're all the same type of person that needs like a basic necessities. Everybody finds the same things, like generally speaking, the same things funny. As like I would go laugh if I watched somebody get gored on, being an idiot on, what running on the bulls or whatever.
It's universal.
But it was just a wild experience all across the board. And then we hopped in those little motorized carts on the way back, and we were
remember what
yelling
I
at
called
the
them?
dude. Yeah, I do. What was it? Share it.
The little bitch wagons.
Which we have
They were
taken
just
so many of those.
I mean, they were just little bitch wagons. Like they were like little one-stroke engine tuk-tuks, essentially.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I don't know. That would just seem funny to me. Right. The next day, it rained all day. We just read books, hung with the monkeys. It was a good time.
Yep. And then the day after that, we started our trip back, which is, so within 5 minutes, we'll run the rest of this. We flew from Puerto Maldonado. We had a layover in Cusco before we got back to Peru. Or no, we stayed one night in Cusco and then flew from Cusco to Peru, and then we had a couple hours to kill before we flew out. Remember that?
Right.
Which is
I do
almost
remember this.
We almost got carjacked.
Well, before that, what happened was we went out to dinner, and I remember specifically getting fish and chips. Yep. And I looked you dead in the eyes. I'm like, I'm about to get violently ill. We need to leave this country. So we go back to the hostel, pick up our stuff. They were gracious enough to let us store our shit there for a little bit,
Yep.
So we grab our stuff, get in a taxi. We head out to the main freeway, going to the airport. And on the way, our guy had gotten to like an altercation, verbal and with the car. Like, I can't remember if we cut him off or they cut us off. Irregardless,
nice.
They start yelling at each other, like really car-to-car stuff.
Yeah.
We get on the freeway, and then shit goes sideways.
Yeah.
The taxi that our dude is yelling at, we're just sitting in the back, a couple innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
Pulls up in front on the freeway, mind you. Cars are zipping by. Stops the car in front of ours. Our guy stops because he doesn't want to crash. I had read about this, all these tourist traps about Peru. This kind of sparked, and when this happened, I'm like, I was ready, because what happens is they get your attention in the front of the taxi, like everything's up here, while in the meantime your bag is in the trunk, and somebody else there, whoever is on this little scam with them, the driver pops the trunk, and then people grab your shit. So I think what I said to you was like, Jordy, watch the driver or stay with the car, watch them. And I get out and I get to the back of the car to make sure nobody's jacking our shit. Is that how you remember it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is exciting. And then when you said that, you took your seatbelt off and you're like, I'm going to jet if we got a jet. It was like, all right, this is about to get real.
I wanted to be prepared if anything happened to our stuff. So I think I opened the door and said, like, to the other driver, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, we're on the freeway. This is no time for this. We're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Move.
Very, very intense moment. And then it was as quickly as it happened, it just dissipated and it all went away. And we got to the airport. And at this point, I'm like, I think I lost my immigration card. And the guy, I was like, as we were getting up, I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't.
Right, you have to pay for it or something.
Yeah, it was something super cheap, and the guy's like, whatever. So we get to our gate. I left before you, but I remember leaving you curled up in a ball on the floor.
And my flight had been canceled.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
So
it took you like 2 days to get home,
it was
right?
actually up until right now. It's the worst. It's the most sick I've ever been. It was some sort of monkey virus I got from swimming with those monkeys, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
I
man.
think they called it like Corona or like COVID-17 or something.
Something
But anyway,
that sounds about right.
irregardless,
Here we go. Yeah.
I slept at the airport in the ball, shivering. You know that when you're shivering cold and being hot all at the same time?
Yeah,
That,
yeah, yeah.
they booked me a new flight to Miami, called my parents and said, put a bed in the Suburban and you're going to pick me up at San Francisco. And they did,
Yeah.
with a bed in the bag. Got in the bed and then proceeded to just eject all bodily fluids. And I mean all. Like, it was for the next couple days. It was brutal.
Yeah.
Some sort of
I remember
virus. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you were saying, you text me on Christmas, because we got home a couple weeks before Christmas. You text me on Christmas and you're like, I took the first solid poop in 2 weeks today.
Yeah, I remember. Dude, it was a rough 2 weeks.
What a Christmas present.
I was so happy because I thought like for sure something was, I don't know, something is like really wrong. I'm not a doctor. I played one on TV, but it was bad.
But yeah, so it was overall that was our first trip that led to all of the ones we've done, and checking off the new wonders of the world. I've got a couple to catch up on, but we've done a couple of those together. We've got some China stories coming down the line. We've got some what else we got? The Philippines. We've got some tour stories we can dig out of the archives.
For sure.
And just like maybe we can talk about the podcast a little bit that we used to do together. But we've got a lot of stuff coming down, which is super exciting. So I just want to thank you, Christian, for coming out and help me tell the story. There will be more to come. This coming week, like a week from today, I've got a couple other ideas that you and I can be chatting about. But definitely, all you listeners, please come back, stay tuned. Appreciate you for being here. So I'm trying to keep everybody entertained. I like to share the stuff that we got. Look, there's Tom, old Tom Westlake.
It was the beginning of a very fruitful friendship, buddy. I love you.
I love you too, man.
All right. Next week, let's do it again.
All righty. See you, bud.
Later.